Here we are at CoD Champs 19 with Joey, coach of Gen.G. Joey, not necessarily what you wanted to maybe be here talking about right now, but the elephant in the room, Gen.G out here at Champs already. And what happened? What's going on? Where's the team's head at?
I think something this season that we really just prided ourselves on was our consistency. We showed, an average placing this year with Envoy of like 4.5, something around there. So we always pride ourselves on just consistency, coming out, having the best teamwork. Maybe not the best, individual mechanical skill, but when we come together as a team, it seems to always work. But going into yesterday, there was definitely like an off feeling. Maybe that we just didn't do enough. Whether it was the preparation, having two amateur teams come in, the preparation could be a little sketchy sometimes. But there was definitely a vibe that maybe felt a little bit off. Our hard point going into it didn't look great, but we still expected to beat a team like, Fuego, even War, which we expected to be a pretty strong team. So we went in with just as much confidence as any other tournament, but after that Fuego loss, losing two hard points and then an S&D on what pretty much I could say now was our best S&D, everything's out there. So that definitely was kind of shocking, and it kind of set the mood going into that War Series too.
Let's talk about the preparation. As you mentioned, coming in this event, number 2 seed, everybody definitely had you as one of the winners. And coming off a great performance, you guys definitely deserve the 2 seed. But as you mentioned, preparing for those other teams that you necessarily don't see all the time, you haven't played against all year. What is that like?
Yeah, so last year at Champs was the first event I analyzed coach for with Elevate. I was on the other side of it. We were the amateur team going into a pool with Evil Geniuses, Optic, and Supremacy. So I was a part of that amateur team that had, that kind of easier way to look into information. Optic, EG, tons of film on them, lots of notes I could take. So coming into this, preparation-wise, we had a boot camp with Reciprocity, United, and 100 Thieves, hosted at the Gen.G facility. That boot camp went fine. We're not the best team in practice usually. Pretty much any team would tell you that. Our practice usually isn't really strong. We try as hard as possible. We go over things, make sure we're improving. But when it comes to actually performing online, we're never really there. Preparing for teams like Fuego and War, War was a little bit easier because they played quite a few matches on stream at Miami. So getting information on them, getting VOD was relatively easy. Fuego wasn't as easy, kind of had to just play to our comfort. I think we overthought the veto process a little bit against Fuego, trying to, match with things that we may have heard or these preconceptions or anything that we had going into it. That may have hurt us a little bit in the veto process. Put us on a couple maps that maybe we weren't that comfortable on. But at the end of the day, the map set can be whatever. Against a team like that, we should still just be winning, just based on everything we've done this year.
So after the initial loss there yesterday against Fuego, what do you tell the team? Did that really kind of unbalance things? What was the situation like?
You have to laugh it off. You lose a series like that against a team that's expected to come in and essentially win 0 maps. You have to just sort of laugh it off. Learn something from it, definitely. But in a series like that, there's not too much to take away other than what we did wrong. We're not going to lose a series against Fuego and gas up plays that they made where they played exponentially better than us. It was clearly us just playing extremely incorrect, not waiting for each other, many different things. So we went back, just kind of scrimmed quite a bit, made sure that everyone was staying warm, and just focused on improving on ourselves, making sure our fundamentals were a little bit more correct, because we lost that series just based on fundamentally playing incorrectly. I watched it back last night. It was not good. It was just fundamentally bad Call of Duty, and that's the reason we lost that series. So after that, the regain process was just staying warm, forgetting that series ever happened, and just putting our backs against the wall like we've had many times before.
Is it normal for pro players to go into those situations kind of a little more relaxed, and then do they kind of get woken up by them in a way?
I kept saying it was a wake-up call for us, but I don't think we were ever a team that had any egos like that. So I'm not hot-headed or anything. Losing to them was obviously not in the plan. It was unexpected, but when you lose to a team like that, the only thing you can do is look for the future and look to your next match and know that all the pressure's on you. And pressure doesn't usually get to us. We've been put in worse situations before. It's just this one was a little more. This one was fast. This one was fast. It was hard.
You had Team War second go into that match. As you said, you guys are warmed up, ready to go in that, knowing you're playing some players that have been around the circuit for a while. What is there any direct communication? Like, take this one a little more serious as we go into it, or the team was locked in. You didn't have to mess it. What was it like?
I mean, I said to take it more serious after map 1 against Fuego. That's when I came up. I said, we got to play this like it's any other match. Picture these guys opted gaming. Like, we got to play these guys like they're anyone. Going into War, though, I felt actually a little bit more confident just because we had more time to play and we had more like VOD, more preparation on War. So I actually felt more confident going into that series than Fuego. Obviously, though, that one did not pan out as expected. But
what was it? What went wrong with that series?
So the hard point, I think the vetoes actually went great. They put us on maps that we're really comfortable on, maps that I just would have to think they're not great on, just based on what I've watched, what I've seen. That first map was bad though. It was good luck hardpoint, and we got smoked. I haven't watched that series back, so I don't really know. I only watched it from Nagafin's point of view, standing behind him. But just from what I saw, it looked like the same thing as the Fuego series, just fundamental Call of Duty not being played correctly. But we realized that they're a decent team. They're pretty good. I think personally they could have had they did have a great shot at winning Miami. They just threw a couple maps away. So after the hard point, it was just go in with an open mind of the S&D and take it as serious as possible.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Miami. You guys had a lot of success there. Does this backtrack to essentially, coming out on top, resetting the bracket, everybody chanting Gen.G in that stadium, and then it not showing what you guys wanted to do, right, which was walk away with that win. Does what's happened here tie back to that loss at all in Miami?
No. I think Miami was an event that we all thought we could win. Going into that first series in the grand final, thought we could win, especially going into the second series in the grand final, thinking we could win. After that event, knowing we could have won, just put that chip on our shoulder to where we had to prove something. And we came here yesterday and played just bad Call of Duty. Had the worst day possible, and we got punished for it. Here we are.
So what do you tell the team now, man? What do you say to them? Obviously, not knowing what's going to happen next year for sure yet, but what do you tell the team moving forward?
So yesterday after we lost, we kind of just, I went up to them immediately, just gave them hugs, made sure we're all okay. We knew we had a good season. We met back up maybe 10 minutes later outside, and I just explained to them that they cemented their careers. They should be in great spots going into next year. They put themselves in the best position possible for their future, and that this one event does not define us as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, best of luck to you guys. I know all you, like you said, have set yourselves up for a great opportunity for next year, and can't wait to see you guys play some more and get back on that grind as well. So thanks so much, Joe. I really appreciate the time today.
Absolutely.